Hi everyone and welcome to Web is Step Tutorials. This is Ahmed Fakhr and this tutorial about navigations in React Native. In the first time when I work with React Native, I noticed that there is no official navigation for React Native. But after making some searching, I found that there is two most popular navigation solutions to solve this problem. The first one is React Native Navigation, which supported by Wix. The second is React Navigation, which supported by React Native community. And also I found many other libraries, but the most popular, as I said, is React Native Navigation and React Navigation. So what is the difference and what we choose? The first one, which is React Native Navigation, is a native, pure native, which build with Wix and focusing on high performance. So if you have a big application and you care a lot about performance, you should go with Wix navigation because it is a real native, a high performance. But remember, if you stick with something, you get hand in native code. But if you, like me, love JavaScript and you prefer to work with JavaScript only and you don't care about a little bit performance issues, go with React Navigation, which is supported by the community. So if you choose React Navigation, and that's what we discuss in this course, you will face the three types of navigation. The first one, which is Stack Navigator. The second is Tab Navigation. The third is Drawer Navigation. We will discuss the three navigation in details, and we start with Stack Navigator. So what is Stack Navigator and how it works? Stack Navigator provides a way to transition between screens and manage navigation history. So if I assume that you have an application with two pages, two screens, the first one is home screen and the second is details screen, and you want to move from the first screen to the second screen, so you put a button on the first screen. When you click on it, you go to the second screen. How you do this? You do this with Stack Navigator. When you click on the button to go to the second screen, you push a new layer on top of the stack. It will not work like browser links, because when you click on a button or on a link on the page on the browser, you actually don't put a layer on top of layer. You just go to the second page, and this is not work on mobile. So if you want to go back to the previous screen, just delete or remove or pop this screen from the stack. The stack is like a book, and every page on this book, it's like a layer. So basically, as this example, if you know this is a sticky note, if this is the home page, and I suppose this is the first page, when I click on details button, I open a new screen. It pushed on top of the stack. Details. When I click on one of the details items, it will post on top of the stack. When I go back to the previous screen, I already deleted it from the stack. I delete it from a stack. And this how it works. So let's go to the practical steps. In the first type, we will discuss 4 subjects. We will learn how to install React Navigation, moving between screens, passing parameters to routes, and finally, how to configuring the header bar. So enough talking and let's go into the practicing. Hi again, this is the React Navigation official website. To start with working with React Navigation, click on Read Guides. Then, as we expected, let's install the React Navigation with the order npm install save React Navigation. As we said before, to save the React Navigation in your project. Are you remember the package.json? Here we save all our packages to use in other projects. To install, let's paste here. After installation, the React Navigation and saved in our package.json file with the latest version. Let's see what's next. In our app.js, we define the root component, which is app, and exported it. Why? To use it in the index.js, which is the root file in our app. To refresh your memory, the index.js is the root file to run our application, the entry point. When the application run, it will go first in index.js and register the root component, which is app. Where we get this app from app.js file, which is the root component here, app. Also, we define another 2 components, home screen and details screen, to understand how to work with navigation. The first thing is to import Stack Navigator from React Navigation. Then we will define the root stack, which is constant, has the Stack Navigator. In the Stack Navigator, we have 2 objects. The first to define the screens, the second for initial route name. Here we put home name, and it is optional. You can write what you want to write, and into this object we will define the first screen, which is home screen. We pass home screen component to the screen and pass the other component, details screen, to details screen, and we tell the Stack Navigator to start and initial with the home screen. So if the application run, it will start with the home screen. Then if we open the home screen, which is the first screen, we will see the text home screen, and the button go to details in the title, and on press, which means when the user press on the button, it will go to details which is the second screen. How to do this? We use this .props, .navigation, .navigate, and we pass the screen into the navigate function. If you go here, you will see in the navigation, each screen must have a component like what you see here. Each screen must have a component. And in this prop navigation, we have many attributes. You have a navigate, a go back, a push, a pop to up, a pop. But we focused only on navigate in this example. Now, if you open the home screen and click on the button go to details, you will go to the details screen, which has details screen. Let's put another button to go back. Let's use go back. So the behavior like what you see. Go to home screen, you will find this button. We click on details, go to the details screen and press again on go back to go back to the home screen. It is much easy. Let's run this example. First, we will run the emulator. And if you want to know how to run the emulator with the command line, see the previous tutorial. Now to run the application, are you remember? You have a second. Say it. Yes, React Native run Android. It will run now. Wait a moment. Yes, the example run now. As we see, this is the home screen with the button go to details. When we click on go to details, we go to details screen. Let's change the name here to go back, and refresh. You remember RR. Go to details and go back. Go to details and go back. It's worked. The second step is to set a title on the header bar. How to do this? It is very simple. Define a navigation options, and into this navigation options you will define the title. In the title, put the name you want. I will put it home because we refer to the home screen. And in the details, above the render, remember this, above the render, as you see here, we put details. Let's run the example. Double R, you will see home, and if you go to the details, you will see details. But what if I want to send a parameter when I clicked on go to details button on the home screen and read this parameter on the details screen. Here I have a button, and on press listener. So how to pass it? It is very easy. The first step is to put this navigate function into a function body. If you don't know, this is a function which called an arrow function. Here I will put this sentence between a curly braces. This is the first step. And here into the navigate I will add a comma and add a curly braces, as you see here, params, which means you can add a parameters here. Then open a curly braces to pass the object. It may be many parameters, many objects, but I will add this example for one parameter. Other params, and it will be home parameter. The next step, which is reading the parameters which I passed from home screen. How I do this? By passing a new parameter to navigation options, which is navigation. This param read all parameters that passed by the home screen. Then I put navigation.state, which is holding all parameters on this state, and I pass it to constant I named with params. Then in the title, first it will be static like this, but now I make a condition. If there is a params, then read params.other parameter, which is this. If there is no parameter passed to this screen, read a nested details screen. Please don't be confused when you see this sentence, because it is about ECMAScript new syntax. If you don't know, read about ECMAScript 5 and 6. And to make it easy and simplify this sentence, it is like this. Dot other params. If I make it here like this, it will work without any problem. So it is like a shortcut. So let's test and see the result. If you remember, refresh with RR like this. Then click go to details, and as you see, home parameter. What if we remove this parameter and refresh again? Go to details. There is no parameter, so it will read a nested details screen, as you see here. The final subject which was discussed in this tutorial, how to access and manipulate the hit bar option. How to access this configuration? It is very easy. In this object, which is in the stack navigator, we can put navigation options, which is a shared option between the screens. In this navigation options, we define a header style with this color, red color, and tint color, and the header title style with the font weight bold, and refresh the screen again. The screen changed. If we go to the details, we see that the header bar background color and style has changed. We see this here under configuring the header bar. So, as you may notice that React Native and their community quickly updated. Because of that, I have a main target, which is make you more comfortable with React Native and React Navigation Guide. So I focus to read and take examples from React Navigation Guide, and I hope to take a look on this guide with me. If you do this, you will be so strong to work with React Navigation and React Native at all. I hope you enjoy and understand this tutorial, and if you have any question, leave a comment. Please share, like, and subscribe for the next tutorials. Thank you for watching. See you next. Bye.